Purple Positivity is being brought to you by BettorEdge. BettorEdge is a legal way to bet socially with no fees. Head over to BettorEdge.com and get your free $20 when you sign up using the promo code BBS. That's at BettorEdge.com. BettorEdge. Play the game without getting played.
Welcome into another episode of Purple Positivity. I am your host, Justin Ekstrom, at the Sports Crib 21 on the Twitterverse. Let's get right into it. Minnesota Vikings get a win, 5-point victory over the New York Jets. Everything I thought was kind of sort of going to happen, happened. Other than, obviously last week I said 3-0. That's just kind of a fuck around thing, like a cribby thing, a me thing, where it's just predicting scores just doesn't work out for me, ever. Like, I might get close here or there, or like the concept of the game, but I kind of thought it was going to be this way. It was going to be tough sledding for the Vikings offensively. The Jets defense is very, very good. Sauce Gardner, you didn't hear his name called much because they stayed away from him. And the Jets secondary is very, very good. They held the Vikings offense to under 300 yards or whatever it was passing, and it was tough sledding. And Kirk Cousins was a pincushion, like an absolute pincushion out there. He got beat the hell up. Christian Darrisaw, I hope you're healthy soon because, man, we miss you. We miss you badly. The interior offensive line, they're doing their best, but it is just not good. And when that interior breaks down, it's tough for guys like Brian O'Neill and the other tackle to do what they can. But Christian Darrisaw, we need you, bud. Anyway, the Vikings, A+ effort from the offense. They did whatever they could. They were up by 20 points. I mean, it's one of those games where it looked like it was in hand, like it was done. It was over. And then all of a sudden it wasn't. The Jets never took the lead. The Vikes end up winning by 5, but still, the Vikes end up beating the Jets by 5. It's just unreal to me. I do not understand Ed Tonatel's defense. I don't. I don't get it. How in the world are you going to go up by 2 scores? And within, it was basically 3 plays. It was a touchdown for the Jets. It wasn't 3 plays because they did a couple sneaks, a couple 1-yard, whatever, but it was at most 5 or 6 and took 0 time off the clock. And all of a sudden the Vikings had to go do a thing, and they go down and do their thing. And the offense, I understand the cliche. I get it. I get that it's a cliche. I get it's oversaid. Kevin O'Connell and everyone has been requiring the Vikings players to be at their best when their best is required. That's something that you're going to hear Patrick Peterson say over and over and over again. I get that as the defense seals the win again, but you gave up 8 billion yards to Mike Smith, to the New York Jets offense. And I was touting Garrett Wilson. He is a stud. He absolutely is. He's one of those guys where you can dink and dunk with him, and he pinballs off some players, and that's something I actually had in my preview last week, and he showed it. Pinballed off some players. He just kind of spins away. All of a sudden, he's gone. There was a touchdown that wasn't quite a touchdown because he barely stepped out of bounds. And so it's just one of those things where you can't. It's tough to wrap your brain around how the Vikings keep saying that over and over again. We are at our best when our best is required. Well, how come your best wasn't required in the third quarter? Like, why don't you just put it away in the third quarter? I want these Vikings players to play at their best all the time. And I think that's where some of the frustration is coming from some of the fan base. I got to see it firsthand. Without calling anybody out, I had a friend that I went to, a local pizza place. We're sitting there eating some pizza, having a good time. All you can eat pizza for $8. And, doing our thing. And Vikings fans everywhere. My buddy is the most devout Vikings fan of all time. But at the end, he was saying out loud how lucky the Vikings defense was getting. Drop touchdown. It was basically a drop touchdown in the end zone that would have put the Vikings down. and they hold them and then go 3 and out. Go figure, on offense when you need it the most. And some weird timeouts taken. It's obviously you can't fault Kevin O'Connell for taking those timeouts. He doesn't know his defense is actually going to stop them on 4th down. So he wants to leave the offense with as much time as possible. Well, lo and behold, his defense actually holds up. Kind of shoots him in the foot, or bites him in the foot, or bites him in the ass, whatever you want to say. Let's just call it bites him in the foot. Yeah, let's do that. Has that happen, and then the defense makes that stop again with an interception, and I don't understand it. But my buddy is saying, basically sound like he was a Jets fan just because he's a Vikings fan where he's realistic. He's like, lucky. So all these other Vikings fans are getting mad at him and freaking out on him. And I thought 14, 15 years ago, we would have absolutely been in a fight over 2 Vikings fans fighting over different ways of cheering. What I've been preaching on this show is cheer the way you want to cheer, but I swear to God, do not tell anyone else how to cheer. If he wants to be kind of curmudgeon-y and get mad about it, sure, that's on him. That's not me. That's not those other guys. Those other guys that were going to beat up my friend were, into at least a lot of liquor and could have been on some other substances. I have no idea. But 15 years ago, I know I would have been protecting my friend. Either way, that is getting away from the whole entire thing. That's a cribby tangent. That's a story for a different day. Vikings get the 5-point win. Good on them. Kevin O'Connell. Love the post-game speeches, locker room talks. Love it. Right now, they're the 2 seed. Now you go to Detroit. Matt Geffrey's team. And I thought for sure the Detroit Lions were probably going to be favored in this game. And it sounds like at the start they were. And then all this money went on the Vikes. Move the line back to the Vikes way. I believe it's 1 point or 1.5 Vikes as this is being recorded. I call it a pick'em game because the Detroit Lions are no pushover. And if this was called a different type of show, if it was purple mediocrity or purple sometimes positivity, I would pick against the Vikings in this spot. I almost picked against them when the Jets were playing. But lo and behold, I think the Vikings get a win in Detroit. It's going to be gritty. It's going to be gross. It's going to be one score again. I think the Lions might actually shoot out to a lead right away because this defense is susceptible. And I think the Vikings are going to have to claw their way back. It's not going to be like the first time when it was here, where the Vikings were ahead and then they were down and then they had to claw their way back. I think the Vikings are going to have to figure something out offensively in that 3rd and 4th quarter in order to come back and win this game. But lo and behold, they do come back and win this game. I'm going to say, let's say 28-24. That's what we're going to go. 28-24, Vikings win this one. Go to an unprecedented 11-2 after this. Right now, 10-2, it's great. 2 seed, but Dallas is coming. So let's hope they figured things out. The one major positive I can have from this, you can absolutely be suspect of the defense. Our defense is suspect. Or as my 10-year-old would say, sus. I guess that's things kids say now. Sus. Complete sus. But you can't deny the record. It's 10-2 against very, very tough opponents. The AFC East, they swept the AFC East, so you can't get mad at that. And I just say, take it as it comes, man. Like, this Vikings team is a team that you have to just watch and take it as it comes. You can't get too high. You can't get too low. You just be happy when they win, be sad when they lose. Don't beat each other up over cheering preferences. Just be good to each other. All right. So let's hope. We're talking about 11-2 and the Vikings on their path to that 2nd and hopefully number 1 seed, whatever it is. And let's just get this victory. All right. #Skol, baby.